This is a typical morning for me on my way to work. I'm greeted by the two shop dogs, one old, one young, and we go out on our front porch. This is our front yard, and you see the trail that leads to the shop, which is where I'm going. Now you'll watch and you'll see Buddy take off. He has to run around, clear the place. There he goes. He has to make sure that there are no Bigfoot or Sasquatch or deer or lions and tigers out in the woods to keep things safe for me. Buster, he's not quite so active now in his older age, but he likes to go to the shop, keep things good. This is a shed that I store a lot of my products for classes in there, jigs and stuff, mostly stained glass, and my steamer for my Morris chair class, certain things. Here's the shop. And this is my morning commute. I traded the Highway 465 around Indianapolis for this little jaunt. And this is our back door. Buster's waiting patiently. This is where I store my firewood. I burn wood for heat. Things aren't real neat right now, but there's some plywood storage. Come in the shop. The light, I've got some cabinets I'm working on. This is the wide belt sander. There's one of the wood stoves right there, but I've got stuff all over it. Here's another cabinet I'm working on. As we go around the room, it's kind of dark back here. This is sort of a mess right now. Switch. There's the saw stop. A new hose to replace the crappy hose that Grizzly sold me. I put this hose reel up here. And this hose develops a leak about every time you step on it. It's worthless. Anyway, there's another shot of the wide belt sander, one of the major tools. Here's my newest acquisition, a new drill press, which has a 6-inch stroke, which is why I bought this machine. Here we come around. Edge sander, absolutely a necessity in my business. Here we have a 20-inch bandsaw and a 13-inch bandsaw. There's the big mortise machine. Working my way around here to turn this light on. There we go. There's a project I'm working on that I haven't made into cabinets yet. They're face frames, and the doors are done, the face frames are done. There's the adjustable sawtooth system. So these are bookcases, is what these are going to be. Nice big face frames. Here we go. We've been working on ebony plugs. Here's my plug making station. As we go around, here are the doors for those cabinets over there, and they've been stained, and I'm going to spray the lacquer on them first coat today. So you see, this is my world, and a lot of people like to see other people's shops. This shop is about, I think it's 28 feet by 60 feet long. Here's the aircraft carrier, my wonderful 16-inch wide joiner, which is really a luxury. I'm really happy with it. 20-inch planer, Taiwan model. I don't stick with one brand. Over here's an old Oliver shaper with a power feeder on it, made in Italy, and this is another joiner that we use in our classes when we've got a backlog on the big joiner. Anyway, this is the general tour. Saw stop. Then we have this model 66 saw over here. The place is a pit, I know, but I'll get it cleaned up before the next class. Anyway, that's today. Thanks. Bye. here's my my commute for the way home. I'm leaving the shop going back to the home, so this is the same thing, only backwards. I just walk up my trail, and you can see where my house is, and my truck's parked, and our cars park up there. And here's the shed again. You know, like I say, this is a real working shop. It's not like all I'm doing is classes and keeping everything pristine, nice and neat. I've got clients that I work for and jobs I do. And when you get real busy, you just don't have time to keep everything spotless. I do good to keep the grass mowed. And you see how the trees are between the house and the shop. It's our own little park, really. It's so beautiful. This is actually about 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning, early August. I don't know what the actual date is. So, and this is a house I built when I first moved here. I built it in 14 years, and we did it as we got the money, and I'm pretty proud of it. It was a labor of love. The siding is 1-inch thick poplar, Dutch lap it's called, and then I made all these little fish scales up there and the gingerbread, and did all the outside trim. And the only thing I didn't do that I hired out was the concrete work, most of the concrete work, and the drywall work. And the framing, I traded a set of kitchen cabinets for the framing job. Here's my front door. It needs to be refinished desperately. This is the Buster's little house. This is a nice bench made out of cypress, and this bench has been chewed on by our new puppy, but it's pretty much protected, and I made that about 30 years ago. I mean, it's really held up well. I made 2 of them. The other one I left out in the weather, and it rotted pretty quick. In about 10 years or less, probably 5 years, it was rotted because of the effects of the UV from the sun and the rain. But anyway, that's all for now.